Hello.
Hello, my gorgeous, beautiful, handsome, lovely, kind, and caring husband.
Aw.
That was nice of me, wasn't it?
Yeah. Hello,
That's
my
done for the 2025.
equally lovely, kind, um, caring, slightly scary husband.
What do you mean slightly scary?
I'm kidding.
Go.
How are you enjoying that joke that I've started making on stage?
Well, I don't know if it's gone out at this point when the podcast is out. It might
No.
have gone out there to the world,
Yes.
but it might not have. But we'll see.
Yeah.
It's a good joke.
It's a
I
good
think it's
joke.
funny. People might believe it.
We're not going to elaborate on it. If you know, you know.
If you know, you
Mm.
know. Period.
Do you know when you sometimes wake up and you can't get something out of your head?
Yeah, go on.
Do you know what's stuck in my head today? I've
Go
said
on.
it a million
Go on.
times. Up in the club, we all fam.
Where's that from?
I don't know. I think it's from Trixie and Katya's podcast.
All right,
They were
okay.
saying it, but I think they were quoting someone else. And I can't stop saying it. Up in the club,
We all fam.
we all fam.
Girl.
Do you know, I'm having like body, not to like, we make it light, but I'm having,
Not to bring the mood down.
I'm having body dysmorphia today.
Okay.
But like,
Is it because you went to the gym?
but like positive body dysmorphia.
Oh.
I'm looking at myself and I'm like, oh wow. So I'm thin. I'm skinny, tiny. We need to like change the structure of every door in America because they're too big for me to get through.
Girl, I can't see you.
Like up in the club, we all skinny.
She's Mariah Carey.
Do you know what I mean? How are you though? Anyway, Ozempic queen.
That's
Ozempic.
so rude.
Give me money, Ozempic.
Oh, girl, when people come into the DMs, like, give me money for this, for that. Why are you bringing money up?
Because it's funny. Like what I find hilarious is like now that we have.
Can I just put a disclaimer in?
Uh-huh.
I'm not on Ozempic.
And we're poor.
Yeah.
Up in the club, we all
We're broke. We are broke.
No,
Stop coming into my DMs asking for money. I should be the one coming to your DMs asking for money.
Right now, we're sponsoring visas. We're letting everybody in the country. We're giving out money, and we're famous and rich. And you're a
Especially me.
liar. You lie. You don't go to the gym.
Oh, no.
No, you don't work out.
No.
You are on Ozempic.
Yes.
And rich.
And yeah, all of the above, because having social media following makes you a billionaire.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Because you know, when someone follows you, they give you money.
Right. Okay. So then this is the thing. I don't understand why social media is fake. I don't understand that. Like I get it. Like we all have a inherent need, even in real life, to sort of project this inflated version of ourselves, and we do that as Brits very, very easily. You know, how are you? Yes, I'm fine, thank you. Fucking arm dangling off. Do you know what I mean?
It's like how are you doing?
Yeah.
Whilst both your legs have just been chopped off and
Yeah,
you've had
like,
a gunshot to the ear. Do you know what I'm doing? Really
bit wobbly,
well.
Bit wobbly.
You know, I'm doing okay, but it's the weather.
Yeah.
The weather. Oh, it's really bad. I'm like, Mama, someone shot you in the head.
Yeah.
Chopped both your legs off. Poked your eyes out.
Yeah.
But because we're British, this is what we. And I've been guilty of that as well. Like I have gone into work before.
Can't say shop.
And okay,
Can't say shop. We have to come up with it. Yeah, we'll demonetize. You got a Second Amendmented. Somebody did the Second Amendment on you.
Girl, can I say something?
Amendment.
I went into work. Right, I'm bringing up trauma, but like I went into work the day after that Ariana Grande concert in Manchester.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah,
Ariana Grenade. No, because that's what the girls say. Oh
funny.
yeah, okay, yeah.
I went into we were at the Ariana Grande concert.
Yes,
the
that fateful one. Yes. Yeah.
And I went into work the day afterwards, and people were like, how are you doing? I was not fine. No. I was like, I'm fine. Everything's great. I'm going to teach my 5-period day, all the year 11s, get them in. Why don't I just teach the whole school? How about I just do all the content and plan all the lessons and everything? Because everything is fine and I am well. I am not shook up at all.
Yeah, there was. Yeah, you were like you were witness to a terrorist incident.
But I'm fine.
But no, we're fine. Yeah, no, I did that as well. I had a meeting the next day, and but I was so like, I guess shell-shocked because I left the meeting midway. I was like, guys, here, because those I was a pharmaceutical rep, so those days we'd bring loads of food and stuff, and I was like, guys, here's the food, here's some leaflets, here's some free cream samples. I'm going home because up in the club we all shell-shocked,
and we are fine.
Yeah,
up in the club we all fine. About? How are you? I'm fine. I'm good. I'm doing okay. But it's like, but then what you meant to say? You meant to say, well, my mum hates me, and then I had a fight with my brother, and then I had a breakup, and my leg got chopped off, and
Brits are very stoic.
we are.
Brits are very stoic. I remember when the race riots were happening, and somebody booked me in one of the cities where it was massive because they wanted to make a statement by bringing me out, which is fine. And they were like, "Yes, of course, we are really keen to have you because of the recent unrest." And I'm like, "What the hell is recent unrest? Recent unrest sounds like a lumpy mattress." Did we sleep on a lumpy mattress? Is that what the unrest was? Because I tell you what was happening, domestic terrorism. That's
Right?
what it was.
Right?
Let's call it what it was. They were up in the club, we were punching brown people in the face.
Girl,
That's not unrest.
I stayed inside.
Well, we had to.
Stay inside.
They
Wash
were
your
like,
hands.
they're like, if you're brown, if you're white, you're all right. If you're brown, you're gonna get flushed out. So you better stay up in the club. You better stay inside. Do you know what I mean?
But guess what? We were fine.
Yeah. No, it was just unrest.
See, when people were like, "So how you doing?" I'm like, "What am I meant to say? I feel terrible because there's a race riot, or like I'm fine." I just don't. It's this thing that we have. We don't want to put it on other people.
No.
And it's like, I just feel like. But then if they don't ask, I'm like, "Why are you not asking?
Yeah.
How dare you not even ask how I am?"
Yeah.
But I'm not going to tell you
Yeah.
that I'm not in a good place.
Yeah. But Americans are different.
Yeah. I love that though.
Americans
it's a learning curve.
Yeah, Americans are fine saying it, and they're not afraid to express themselves in the best possible way, which I really appreciate. So it's like somebody will, like, obviously there is a level of stoicism, and it's practically a continent. That's how massive it is. So not everybody's the same. However, like, they're not afraid to share ambition or their lack of. They're not afraid to say, "Yeah, I feel crappy and I've not come out today." Do you know what I mean?
It's very real, and that for me has been such an adjustment.
Well, it's like illness. It's like, oh yeah. You'll feel ill and you'll get through it, and you'll be, it happens. It just runs through you, and just make sure
we
you
both
take your
ill
time.
through February.
Yeah. Whereas, like in Britain, like growing up, it was like, "I really need you to come in today," and I'm like, "I don't have a head.
Oh my god.
I don't have a brain on right now." Like,
I hated
somebody
calling
chopped my
in
head
sick.
off. Yeah.
I hated it. You were made to feel bad
Yeah.
calling sick, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I literally can't move my head off my pillow
Yeah.
right now. And in teaching, when you call in sick, right, it's not just calling in sick. You then got to set cover.
Yeah.
And I'm
You
like,
have to work
so I have to work
in order to be sick.
And then when you go back into the classroom, it's a state.
Yeah.
It's a mess. There's like books flying everywhere. There's everything everywhere all at once. It's just a mess, an absolute mess. And it's like, was it worth it?
Yeah.
Or do I just go in and die?
But you know what, though? Now that I'm a freelance artist, I have to. I can't afford to be sick. Like the other day, I was sick as a dog, and the most respite I gave myself was not wearing a corset. I was like, I'm not going to wear a corset because I'm going to be kind to myself.
You felt so.
I was dead.
So good though. You were like, look sickening, and I don't even have a corset. You kept saying it.
Oh, did I? Yeah.
Like, guess what? I don't even have a corset on. Guess what? I don't even have a corset on. Is that a drag queen thing? It's like, I don't even have a corset on.
Yeah.
It's sickening.
It's like I am such a woman that I don't need to shape myself as a woman, because I woke up and it just happened. And it will never happen for you, Janine, because you are broken nasty. And I am so beautiful that I don't even need to put corset on, okay? So you think about that.
Because don't forget, you're really rich.
Yeah.
I wish.
No, but like some girls don't wear corsets, or they just wear shapers, and they don't need to.
No, they don't.
Which I need to wear a corset. I do.
But I thought you woke up really skinny.
Oh, today I'm not wearing a corset.
Okay.
Yeah, today I'm just wearing a gentleman's girdle. Gentleman's girdle.
No, it's been, God, I didn't know where this episode was going to go, as always, but it's going. It has been such a transition, like, because, obviously we're British.
Transitioning,
yeah, because I'm transitioning into a nasty ass whore.
Yeah.
I'm joking. I am transitioning, though, at the moment, by the way, everyone. I just want everyone to know I am transitioning. I'm going through a really transitional period of my life.
Yeah.
So, like, I went through my, like, nice stage, Why are you laughing?
Because
how many times have I been through my kind stage?
Yeah.
Do you remember years ago when I was like, I'm going to be nice now?
He has only ever been kind to me for about 3 days. There was a time he was like, I'm going to be kind. I'm just going to lock everything up in a box in my head and everything's going to be fine. And then I was like, it's not going to be fine. And then you literally read out a laundry. When you got over your phase, you read out a laundry list of things that I'd done wrong. And you're like, and then you didn't do this and you didn't close this door. And that happened on 6:55 p.m. You didn't say I look pretty. And I was like, oh my gosh, just be you.
But I'm different now.
Yeah.
I'm a changed person.
You went through a whole phase of like, oh, let's just float in the clouds
Yeah,
and everything's
very
fine.
that.
And I think now you kind of like, you're a bit of a hybrid.
Yes, and that's the best place to be. Like before, I was a full-on 100% Scorpio. Like you say something, I will chew your head off, and like I'll be the one chopping limbs.
Yeah.
And it's over.
Yeah.
You will never be seen again.
Yeah.
And then I went the complete opposite way. And now being in New York, what it's taught me is still to have that part of me. You know, you can let things go, but sometimes you just gotta let a bitch know.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a moment you're like, I need to let you know because I can't have you walk all over me.
Yeah,
and I need to set my boundary because guess what, bitch, you know exactly what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know exactly what you're saying, and you know why you're saying it to me.
Yeah, and it's not like you go. It's not like you're out on the streets barking at people.
Oh no.
You don't need to do that.
No.
But like, it's more sort of like a mindset thing of like being firm in your boundaries and calling people out for what they're doing.
Yeah.
Because that I've always found it really annoying. Is like, and this is one of the reasons why like I'd not really hang out too much when I was in the UK. Was like you just never, especially because of like my type of drag, because it was just so out there in comparison to what we saw on a day-to-day basis. Let's face it. Do you know what I mean? My drag was quite unique. You just never knew what would come out of a person's mouth. Do you know what I mean? And even, and I'm not saying they had any ill will towards me. And in fact, the only like really negative in-person comment I've had in New York was from a Brit when she was after the show, after paying $100 or however much she spent, she was like, "Oh, so like, you know, like when are you going to do a real job or something bizarre like that?" Like it was like a snarky remark. And her friend was so embarrassed. She was like, "Yeah, oh, like real work." And I'm like, actually, here, I'm less apologetic for myself. I'm like, what I do is real work. It is a career. Yeah, I'm an entertainer. I'm an artist.
But also,
next question, Jana.
But also, in a way, you don't have to even be less apologetic because it's just there's an immediate acceptance.
Yeah,
it's like you understand. He goes, "Bitch, go on. Let's tip you, girl.
Yeah,
let's keep you going,
or not tip you if you're a mess." Do you know what I mean?
Period.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is very much an unlearned. Oh my god, I was gonna throw shade.
Go on. You can anonymize.
Okay, anonymize. So basically, do you remember that time when you did that gig and that you introduced a new number? It was sickening. You were hosting it, right? And that queen said that really young queen said that thing to you, and like, you get booked because you look like this.
Oh yeah.
Do you know that queen that was on Queens of the Universe and is going to be on Drag Race season UK 7?
You can't say that.
I mean,
you can't say
girl,
that.
I don't have an NDA.
You can't say that.
Why can't I?
Allegedly.
You can't say it because you have to be all like thingy. As your husband, I can say that was one of many racial experiences that I saw you go through.
I tell you what it was. I was throwing shade. I was being a shady queen because I was hosting it all, and like that was kind of thing. And I think I pushed it too far with her, and she just got annoyed. Apologetic. I think she just got a bit annoyed.
Took the mic right off you.
Yeah, and
stormed on the stage.
The only reason why I get booked is because I look like the way I do or something.
Yeah,
that was weird.
Yeah,
that was weird.
That was weird. But anyway, should we take a little break?
Oh, already?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we're going to come right back after this break.
See you all soon.
Anywho, we are back.
And we are back.
Can I talk to you about something?
Yes, go on.
Right. So, do you know how, like, with social media, we were talking about before, like, I've been trying to, like, use it less and scroll less and do the less things. So, I went on to X, formerly Twitter.
Okay.
Formerly Twitter. X, that's what we say, isn't it? X, formerly Twitter.
Yeah.
That's how we say it.
The cesspit.
Yeah. I went into there because, you know, I go on there when we, like, post our podcast clips and I set them up and I tweet them out. And then when you pop on, there's always tweets straight away, and it's not who you're following.
No.
I think it's okay. Because, like, do you want to know some of the tweets I saw?
Go on.
Like, one was like, get me to 30k followers and I will show whole. Get me to 30k followers and I will show whole. I don't know this person. Someone who I do know was like, when I come shot when I hit 10k. And I'm like, are you guys okay? Like, is this a thing that we're doing now as gays? Like, this is wild. This is absolutely wild. And then I saw like this whole thread. I've told you about like the whole body comparison thing of like someone who's like got abs and is like shredded versus someone who is still in good shape,
Mm,
but like which one would you date? I'm like, but you're basing who you're dating on body type.
mm,
But I thought as gays we don't shame body types. And I thought as gays that we judge personalities. Do you know what I mean? Like
mm,
people say. But
mm,
I'm like, and it was just a whole thread of people coming for this guy with abs, saying
mm,
he's boring. I wouldn't ever date him. X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, for me, I think it works always.
mm,
Like I'm like, you don't know the person.
mm,
And guess what, Mary? This is why you're single. I'm sorry, but this is why you're single because I the expectation is to tick so many crazy boxes that are just
mm.
not realistic in
Yeah.
your realm of possibility. And then you scroll a little bit more, and it's just you see crazy nudity
Mm,
and crazy gay stuff happening, and I'm like, are the gays okay? What's gone? What
no.
happened?
Okay,
Why
so
am I looking to you for an answer?
well, because I'm the great oracle, I
Yeah,
know
babe,
stuff.
Miss Oracle, what happened to the gays?
I have a theory, and I did see this for quite some time, and it did make me a little bit uncomfortable. Like, and I think it's probably because I grew up in a conservative household, so I have a very different sort of like comfort level when it comes to that type of stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Ah,
And it's not like I don't. It's not like we all. I know how babies are made, and like, do you know what I mean?
the
Like,
stork
I'm not.
drops a baby off.
Well, yes, of course, yeah, and that's dirty and wrong. So, like, I know it's not like I don't know stuff, but like I've never,
Sorry. You're like, this is giving like sex ed in
yeah,
school.
but
And you're like, no,
I'm just,
you're just a girl at 12 years old, and you're
yeah,
like, I know stuff, everybody.
yeah,
I know
like
how
how.
babies are made. Vagina.
Oh my god! So that was the story. We'll save it for
Vagina.
another story time when we did sex ed in school, and I researched beforehand so I could be a little know-it-all. And I was like, "Yeah, miss, I know this is called the vagina," and all the kids were like, "No, you dumb turd, it's a
You
vagina," and I
nerd.
said penis. I was 31. No, I'm kidding. I was like, "Yeah, miss, it's the penis. I know it's the penis goes in the vagina," and
Would
she
you?
was like, "Close, Amir. For you, it's gonna be bumhole." But no. So, but coming back to with the whole. I was a very innocent, sheltered child, and I think a part of me still is that, even though I know stuff. But like, I'm still like,
You
I'm
are
very
like,
vanilla.
I know stuff.
I'm very vanilla, but like, and that's quite incongruous with drag queens. Like, obviously I have my stage persona, but it's a stage persona. I'm not like that in real life necessarily. And I know a lot of drag queens oftentimes promote sex positivity. Like,
Yeah.
it's very much
Oh yeah.
adjacent. Do you know what I mean? Like, drag queens will know a lot of adult performers, and it's just
Mm.
very common. I don't. I think I probably know one, and I know him as a video editor. I don't really know his adult entertainment life. And sex work is the oldest profession in the world, right?
Mhm.
And there's always been this push for, especially in recent years, for sex positivity to
Mm.
say we should normalize sex work. Sex work is work. However, I do question as to whether it is as legitimate of a profession as, say, for example, being a doctor, nurse, engineer, artist, etc., etc. And I know this is going to land me in hot water, but it's just a question I have. And the reason why I have that question is because from my education on sex workers, on in TV and film, oftentimes it's women, and it is the last resort they have.
Mm.
Even in terms of transgender
Yeah.
women, it is the last
Yeah.
resort. When you look at like transgender women in Pakistan, one of the reasons why they have to do sex work is because their gender markers don't align with their
Ah, and
legal
there's a lot of women of
documents.
color as well.
Yeah, so like they are female presenting,
Yeah.
and they're legal marker is male, so they can't go into male professions because they're female presenting. So legally they can't work.
Mm.
So it is one of the only professions that you don't need a qualification for. So it
Ah.
is oftentimes the last resort. So when it comes to like sex positivity, in some ways you are normalizing the last resort. And there's a dichotomy between the Western Hemisphere and other parts of the world. Do you know what I mean? It's seen in a very different light. That said, if you so that's like on a micro granular level. If you pull out and think to yourself, why are people saying, if I get this much like and recognition, I will show private parts of my body? Or like, even with the advent of OnlyFans, and there are people who regret doing it as well. To me, what it says is people are after quick and easy money, or it's got to last resort.
Well, some of them are not monetizing on Twitter. They're just posting this stuff.
No, and it's in tandem with the state of the economy.
Mm.
That's what it is. I think people are kind of trying to cope as best they can, and they're saying, no, it's fine, it's positive, it's great. Whereas if you pull back, if I said you can earn 100K doing a corporate job, you sure as hell wouldn't worry about making £1,200 on OnlyFans showing yourself naked.
Yeah.
That's the difference, and I don't think many people realize the
Mm.
situation that they're in, unfortunately.
That's so interesting. But like, that's OnlyFans. But there are people without that
Yeah,
that are just
but they
doing
just want to
doing it.
feel
So so that that intrigues me. And it's like I'm talking about people that I know as well.
Mm.
And I'm like, you're gonna be offended, but I'm gonna like unfollow you online because I don't. That's not what I want to. I don't want to see my friends
Yeah,
whole.
yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah, yeah.
why
Why has
what
that become a thing?
why
Yeah,
has that become a thing?
yeah,
Like what is going on? What is the deeper thing, that's going on here
yeah, yeah, yeah,
to, for this to happen? Like
yeah,
what is actually bloody well happening?
yeah. Is it empowering, or is it losing autonomy? Do you get a gratification from losing a sense of
Yeah,
autonomy? Because it's
maybe.
like, if you guys give me this much, then I will have no choice but to share a part of me in this
Or
regard.
is it that it's different, but is it the same as like, I don't know, 10, 12 years ago where meet someone in Grinder in the woods to get hit? Do you know what I mean? Or
No,
something.
no. I think
Okay.
that's different. I mean, that's just
We don't have a choice.
primary
Yeah,
instinct. You
yeah,
just
yeah.
and that's another thing. Like, some people just like doing it outdoors.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah,
just a
yeah, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
But like,
It, it,
but
it, yeah, it's
but
interesting.
putting it out there permanently,
Yeah,
um
permanently.
for some little gratification, whereas is very different from the outside world. So
Wait.
yeah, so I long story long, I've just clocked out of it all.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I actively try, and
Of
because
course.
I'm like, I don't understand that part of the world, and I don't need to
And
understand
that's okay.
everything.
And also, like, it's really interesting when you talk about, online, like, people are posting this and, like, they're doing it openly. And, like, moving away from the nude stuff, but, like, people on not private accounts, like, post about, like, their work and, like, come for their job and
But
their
this is the other
managers and
thing,
stuff.
right?
And they do all this stuff, or, like, they want to become singers and actors and stuff, but they're coming for actors and they're coming for singers and they're coming for artists.
Yeah.
And all this kind of happens online. And I'm like, this has changed so much from how it used to be.
Well, this is the other thing, is like, when people are like, oh yeah, we're collabing and with this guy, and we're gonna create all this content and you can subscribe to it. I'm like, is this the new iteration of prostitution in a way? Do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Like, there's some very big adult entertainers
yeah,
who would collab with fans, and obviously there's a monetary exchange going on,
yeah.
or of some sort. But I'm like, isn't that
Well, yeah, these
prostitution?
these guys are traveling literally all over the world. Listen,
Yeah,
a guy will literally travel from like the UK to Spain, get in a hotel,
yeah,
leave the door open,
yeah,
post door open, bent over, hole ready, and I'm trying to take 100 loads in one go.
yeah.
And you're telling me that is sex positivity?
Mm,
I'm sorry. And like I said, I might get in hot water for this as well.
mm,
That's not sex positivity to me. Something has fundamentally gone wrong
yeah,
there to travel to another country,
mm,
leave your hotel room door open,
mm.
bent down blindfolded, taking 100 loads. You could die.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, like life is. I believe life is about balance, and I just don't think that is where the balance is at. Do you know what I
No.
mean? Like, yeah, you can have multiple partners, and you can be in an open relationship, and I do question the virtues of monogamy, for
Yeah, yeah,
example.
yeah,
And a lot of the younger gays are jumping on the monogamy bandwagon
yeah.
where they're like, no, it's just one person forever, and that's just how we're going to be. And I'm like, you got to be realistic
Yeah, yeah,
sometimes.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's just down the line. That's just not the case for so many people. But at the same time, I think you just tallying up a number that you can't even count anymore is kind of you're kind of giving up bodily autonomy in a dangerous way. I think something's happened, and also, different types of addiction are real.
Yeah.
I've had periods of time where I'm like, and when I reflect, I'm like, oh no, that wasn't that I was going through something.
Oh yeah.
Which is the reason why I was going after so many partners or
Hmm.
whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And
God, I have.
yeah, of course, and I do suffer from binge eating disorder, and there is such thing as transfer addiction, and sex addiction is a real
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah.
So I think I think
Mm.
there's something to be said about normalizing it and glorifying it. I think
Instead of looking at it like an addiction and be like,
some
let's deal with it.
let's just deal with
And it was really
yeah.
interesting because I learned more about that through Selena Estites,
Mm,
who was talking about stuff on the podcast about like her
mm,
sex addiction, and her therapy that she went through with it.
yeah,
And it's really interesting because I'm like, oh, that's a really positive way to like, look at it,
yeah,
because you're like, actually, I've got a problem here,
yeah.
and how do I kind of cope and deal with this problem that I've got at hand?
Mm,
And that's
mm.
important. And yeah. Anyway,
If we get 10 likes on this video, I'm gonna show whole.
if we get 50 likes on this video, I'm going to show everything. It's over. Everyone's going to see everything. Peen.
Yeah, you're gonna show peen.
I'm going to show.
Veins,
I'm going to show.
veiny peen.
I'm going to show so much peen. I'm going to show all my peen. Like
Mm,
every peen I've got.
thank you.
Do you know how many peens I've got? You're about to find out if we get 50 likes.
Speaking of bodies and body shapes and just accepting everyone, you like us big girls, don't you?
Who said that?
You. What do you like about me?
I don't know.
Because you and I have very different body shapes.
Yeah.
And are you attracted to me?
Yeah, of course I am.
Oh.
But do you know what's really interesting?
Do you just put paper bag over the bottom half and
No,
just look
no,
at the face?
Oh my god, I hate you.
What?
I think more people need to realize. I think men just like men.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think we get so caught up in
Wow,
like,
so you hate
everyone,
non-binary
no,
people.
everyone has so many.
Are you not attracted to
Listen,
non-binary bodies?
Rihanna invented non-binary
Wow.
people.
Yeah.
Period.
Yeah.
Fact. Let's not get away from that.
Yeah.
But like, gays online, this just can't be asked with them anymore.
But
They get so caught up in like this body type and that body type, this body type. But I'm like, do you know when you're in a relationship? Like, we've been together 10 years. I'm like, our bodies have changed. Both our bodies have changed so much during that time.
Yeah.
I'm like, it doesn't lose my love for you because we're so deeply connected. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
and also, like, I think-
it's so different. When I all of a sudden when I started working out and I got abs, you weren't like, oh my god, like now you're hot.
No, I was like, great, we don't get to have takeaways now. Because Miss Thing over here has got abs.
Don't become
I'm
those
kidding.
gays online.
No, I'm kidding.
It's
No,
like, I wouldn't be with this guy with abs because we can't have a fat takeout together. I'm
No,
like,
but, like,
shut up.
but like the thing is, like, people have such an overemphasis on bodies and body shapes. But
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, we're gays. Somebody will do you.
Right?
Somebody will do you.
Being gay and getting sex is so easy.
Just somebody will do
Are we
you.
pretending it's
fine.
not?
Do you know what I mean?
Like,
yeah.
being gay,
Yeah.
if you are gay and you want sex,
Yeah.
you could probably get it way faster than your Uber Eats arrives.
Yeah.
Way faster than your delivery.
Yeah.
Way faster
Way
than...
faster. You can get it on DoorDash.
You can literally get it on DoorDash.
You can get a guy on DoorDash.
Literally, you can click and be like, come on. And you
Yeah.
can choose what type you want, everything.
Yeah.
It is not... It's... Girl, we need to end this episode.
We do, yeah. Because we're going to get demonetized.
Because we're so what?
Popular,
Rich.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining us,
Thank
guys.
you.
We are going to go and be rich and
And
count our
popular.
millions.
Because we're so rich.
And
Do you know how
we're gonna
rich we are?
Yeah, give us 10 likes. We're going to give you $1,000.
We're
It's
so
all
rich.
happening.
That's like, these are microphones.
Yeah, for like $20 from Amazon.
That's
It's the TV.
great.
Oh my God.
And that's the phone.
Don't give our secrets away. No, this is a studio,
Yeah.
and
So studio life.
we're just gonna go out and hang out with celebrities now.
Yeah, Beyonce is on speed dial.
Yeah, a girl, that washed up sea
Girl,
hag.
I would
I
never hang
wouldn't
out with
dare hang out
Rihanna,
with
Beyonce,
her. Ugh,
and all these people.
I know, right? I don't even like her private jet, honestly.
Goodbye.
We love
Goodbye.
you, but
You
you don't
don't love
love me.
me.
Beyonce, I love you. Please don't kill me. Bye.
Bye.